So yesterday, I was sitting there and just watching the market tank. A lot of investors believe the reason the market was coming down is because there was beef going on between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, right? But honestly, about a week and a half to 2 weeks prior to that, I had already gone on a bit of a defense mode because there was just a bearish head and shoulders pattern on a lot of the coins in crypto, to be honest, right? So I kind of expected something like yesterday to happen. I did thought that Bitcoin was going to fall a little bit lower than it actually did. But regardless, Zbcn kind of surprised me with the way that it held up. And things are looking kind of interesting. And I want to talk about that in today's video. Also, I want to talk about how Fudders are getting extremely desperate to prove that they are right about Zbcn, which they are not. So we have a lot to discuss in today's video. This is one that you definitely don't want to miss. But remember, nothing here is financial advice. I can always be wrong, so make sure you guys do your own research. Before I get into the video, if you're looking for a great crypto exchange, make sure you check out my link to BTCC. You get 10% bonus on first-time deposits, extra bonuses up to $10,000, no VPN, no KYC. If you're someone that trades using leverage, you get to use up to 500x leverage. The link will be in my description down below for anyone that is interested. Now, getting into the video here, if we kick things off by taking a look at the crypto bubbles, we can see that it's another red day, unfortunately, in the market for the top 100 coins. Not a lot of action is going on. You see, what's this? Virtual Protocols is actually leading today in the top 100. It's up almost 6%. But other than that, yeah, not the greatest for these altcoins here. If we check out the Fear and Greed Index, right now, we're sitting at 45 fear. So we're back into fear. It's just the way that it is. The last, since April, the beginning of April, like 6th or 7th, whenever Donald Trump came out and said, hey, he's putting a pause on the tariffs, 90-day pause on tariffs, market had been rallying and now we're pulling back. But honestly, if you've been in the space for over a year, hopefully you are numb by these red days, these drastic pullbacks in the market. You should be completely numb. And you should just be like, it's just another day in crypto. Eventually, things are going to recover. And that's where the life-changing returns is going to be made as long as you're taking profits on the way up. Before I get into Zbcn, if we take a quick look here at Bitcoin, we can see that Bitcoin touched right at 100,000, slightly above it, but pretty much at 100,000. Now, I did think that Bitcoin was going to fall a little bit below it. I thought we were going to touch 99,000 to get people just completely shook and lose their mind, start selling like everything, right? But yeah, Bitcoin remained above $100,000. That's the psychological number. Obviously, if Bitcoin falls below 100K, people are going to lose their minds. But yeah, Bitcoin made a nice rally back towards the upside. So we'll see how things play out for Bitcoin. But if we get into some stuff with Zbcn, I want you guys to take a look at this right here. So this was posted on X a couple days ago, so June 4th. This person posted how they shorted Zbcn with an 18x leverage. Their entry price 0.0051. The current price when they posted this was 0.0048. So Zbcn barely moved towards the downside. And they're bragging about making a 118% return. Meanwhile, us earlier investors made much more than this. This was nothing to actually brag about. Matter of fact, if you take a look at Zbcn's price right now, it's currently sitting at 0.0049. So this short was, you could have made these type of returns on anything in crypto, especially when you think about how the markets have been going down for about a week now, right? But again, it just shows how desperate people are to talk bad and bring down a project because they're annoyed that they missed the boat, right? It's absolutely hilarious. And 18x leverage, the price of Zbcn barely budge. Of course, you're going to make 118% return on your investment. But the question is, how long had you been shorting Zbcn? Did you try shorting it on its way up? You kept getting destroyed, and you kept trying again. And eventually you caught a measly 118% return after Zbcn barely came down. Absolutely hilarious. It's just, I don't get why people hate on projects. If you don't like a project, just ignore it. But yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But if we take a look here, we can see that Zbcn is up in the last 24 hours. It's up almost 13%. The current market cap is 395 million. The volume is up over 71.5%. So the volume is picking back up. You can see that the volume is over 80 million right now, and volume predicts price. If we come back over here, I'm going to actually pull up the charts in just a second and let you guys know what I'm seeing over there. But you can see that people still haven't lost hope. Look at this. Zbcn, I'm here from the beginning and never lost hope. I was always DCing and now sitting over millions Zbcn coins. We will be major in the future. You guys are not made for royalty. That's actually funny. Us holders, we are here. So people are still holding their Zbcn. They know what they hold, and that's what it's all about. As long as you've done your research, you know what you hold. Anytime you see a shakeout in the market, it doesn't even phase you. Matter of fact, look at this. Now it's back over 0.0050. So it's pretty obvious that people are 100% buying up the dips. Now let's get into the charts and let you guys see what I'm seeing here. Okay, so yesterday, this is the daily time frame. Yesterday, I thought there was a scenario where Zbcn could come down to 0.00330, 0.0032, somewhere around that area, but it's not. It did not come down that low. Matter of fact, let's switch this over to the 4-hour time frame for a second so you guys can see, have a better look at what I mean, okay? So I thought it was going to retest this area down here, right down in this area, but it did not. It held. Matter of fact, when you really take a look at this chart, you can see that now Zbcn is making a triple bottom. All right. So as of right now, this is a clear indication that there is strong support around 0.0038. There is strong support. This is clearly where buyers have been coming in. Now, yes, I do see this head and shoulders pattern that it is still in. It needs to break above 0.0055 for me to say that the rally is back on. But right now, it's actually looking pretty darn decent. Now, I'm not saying that we're completely out the woods, but what I am saying is things are looking kind of promising, at least better than they were looking a couple days ago. So back to the daily time frame. Yes, again, we can see that there is very strong support around this area, 0.00. As long as Zbcn remains about above 0.0040, 0.0038-ish area, I do think that we're going to eventually start making our way back up. Let's take a look at this indicator and see what we're seeing here. So it still shows that we're in this bullish momentum. It hasn't fired a buy zone yet. We'll see when the next buy zone gets fired. And if we switch back into the 4-hour time frame, let's see if anything was fired. Yeah, nothing, no buy zone was fired recently on this indicator. You can find this down below. It's called Trade Assist. Let you know when's a good time to buy and sell crypto. And also let you know when there's a bullish and bearish momentum happening in any particular coin. But the chart is looking all right. Fudders, they can keep fudding. They're going to continue paying attention to Zbcn because they don't want to see the project succeed. And the funny thing is, as long as they're paying attention to it, it's just more attention for Zbcn. So they can continue to pose negative things about it, but it's just bringing more attention to the project. Even though we prefer good attention, any attention typically ends up becoming just good attention because people are going to be like, huh, what is this project? Then they start looking into it. Maybe they realize that it's a great project, they buy it, and we continue to rally up. But yeah, price action wise, Zbcn held up very nicely on the dip yesterday while Bitcoin was sitting somewhere around $100,000. Ethereum crashed down to, I don't remember if it was $2,300 or $2,400, and a lot of altcoins they got destroyed. But Zbcn held up, so things are looking interesting to me. Again, nothing is financial advice. Make sure you guys do your own research, but that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links down below, including my Patreon, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.